No logo,
Yes,
huh?
it is the thumbnail.
Oh, the logo's
Marcus.
down
Really,
there.
it's really
Yeah.
small. Because all your eyes are drawn to those
Yeah,
three
like
powerful
Marcus,
women.
let me point
Yeah,
out
I
to
was
you,
looking for the
Marcus.
logo, and I was like, oh, I guess this is just the first image.
Marcus, let me tell you something. The storm is coming, Marcus, and I was not going to be the one that blocked the storm with our logo. It was like, where else I going to put the logo at, Marcus? I could have put over Naomi's head, but then Manny would be complaining about it being off-center. That's what he would
Her
have been.
hair's a mess. Her hair's
It
a
is.
mess. You could have put it right over her face.
Marcus,
It's a wig anyway.
let me just point out, Naomi and Bianca both look like they've been into a battle. And let me also tell you that this segment should never been watched with Shantae, because Shantae was like, get them, girls, get them.
You got that right?
Shantae was in it.
I've been waiting for this moment for about a month when I've been saying it's going to happen for about a month. Although I would like to make one observation and one observation only. I know it's a show where we review and observe stuff, but Bianca abs were never this good until Jade Cargill got here. I'm just saying.
It's WrestleMania season, Marcus. It's WrestleMania
No, she
season.
didn't have a match.
So
She wasn't going to be on that card. I'm saying.
Manny has conveniently uploaded the one I wanted to do, but this one had, I just didn't like the logo placement and stuff like. But like, you know, what are they doing? And then the photographer cut off Bianca's
WrestleMania side. Bianca's abs are getting out of control. Because
anyway,
I remember Jade having better abs than her, and I feel like Jade's side, she was like, they ain't replacing my black ass with her non-wrestling ass today.
Anyway,
not today.
Welcome to the Sharpshooters podcast. I am Eric.
I'm still the savior of the broken, beaten, and damned Lord Manny.
God damn it, man. You need to get off that emo phase. You lost your hair. You can't comb it over your eyes anymore. It's over. It's over. I'm Marcus the grand finale.
And before before we start the show, I just want to say I want to thank everybody who has subscribed, who has liked, who has downloaded the podcast, and who's been part of the Sharpshooters Network. We appreciate all the love and support. Please don't forget to like, ring that bell, or leave a comment below at what you would like to see on the show. And no one does it anymore, but you can email us at the Sharpshooters. That's DA sharpshooters@gmail.com. Now, with
all still downloads the show.
A lot of people still download the show, at least a good 30 people. I mean, you know, maybe 29 people, because I'm one of those people that download to make sure the audio works. But it's still a thing. And to the point where you could even, I guess, do audio only on YouTube now, which I said that would be kind of stupid, but who knows what we're saying. So,
well, sometimes you don't want to look at these ugly motherfuckers, and I want to type on my computer or something. I agree. 100% for it.
Or like, if you want to. Or you want to listen to it when you're at your desk? I mean, that could be a question. If we did pose, how do you consume this show? I don't know. Also, a question for the audience. You guys chime in. We'll get this when we get to a break. But I, in the pre-show meeting, compared Michael B. Jordan to L.A. Knight. Manny and Marcus disagree with me wholeheartedly.
No. Hold on. It's not a wholehearted. It's just
wait a minute.
No, I just thought it was harsh. No, it's not a backtrack. I just thought it was harsh. It's not wholeheartedly disagree. It's just harsh. They're both.
Man, that sounds like a backtrack to me, don't it?
They're both one-trick ponies. It's not a backtrack.
That sounds like
it's not a backtrack. It's why I am not in agreement. I agree with Manny.
Now you
and I disagree with you because I'm trying to find the right words I mean and who I'm trying to compare Michael B. Jordan to, but I cannot think of it.
As Joe said in a song that probably nobody listened to in his audience, I know you lying because you're stuttering. Stutter.
Shut up, Joe.
I'm just saying.
Go back to one of Diddy's parties. I don't know if he's accused of that or not, but
no, he's not. So Marcus,
I would like to throw his name in there.
Yeah.
So Marcus,
allegedly, Joe. Allegedly, Joe. How you like that, Joe?
As people know, on Saturdays, before we even jump into the review of the show, I mean, we can talk about Jade Carl eventually, but I like to talk about a comment that came across, Marcus, where somebody was talking about professional wrestling, and they were saying what he did not like about pro wrestling, and he talked about selling. Now, Manny and Marcus, I will say this name of this individual, and you can take it or leave it, but we spent some time with this person. This person is Al Snow. And he said, I quote,
Netflix own.
Yes, he said,
what does everybody want?
His quote was, I guess what I don't like about it is the loss of the real art of what it is. You know, the art of selling. He then went on to try to describe what he was referring to. The misunderstandings, the lack of intrinsic things that are of the true nature of what we do. He then said, you're claiming that in general, misunderstanding that selling simply means acting like you hurt when you aren't. The objective of selling is selling who you are and selling your intent, your sense of urgency that you're really attempting to try and win and not lose a match. So I turn to you guys. Do you guys think that in pro wrestling as a whole, not just in AEW, but as a whole, do you think there is a problem with them selling?
Was this Al Snow in reference to AEW? What's Al Snow's comment in reference to?
It's just reference to wrestling in general. He just says that he think in general wrestling is not selling the way that they used to, where it's you lost the whole fine art of, like you said, you're trying to not lose a match by any means necessary. And it's like you're just kind of just moving from one thing to another thing without any thought about how does this one thing affect the next. So Manny, what do you feel about that comment?
I mean, it doesn't hurt if someone was like in depth with their character work and was able to do that all the time. But everyone, when you look at wrestling as a whole, and you look at everyone in AEW, you look at WWE, everyone in those companies are all at different stages of their career. Some are very green, some are like been there for a while and kind of getting the grips of what they're doing. And then there's pros that do all these sell and then sell you on a emotion. But those are people that have been there a while and have understood more than it's just about the wrestling. But like everyone is not going to be the final product. So when you watch people on TV, like look at the argument for Liv Morgan. People don't like her, but if you've looked at her career, she has gradually, not like steadily, got better at her job. So it's more a case of everybody you're watching is not always going to be the finished product. And even like when you look at the top of people at the top of their game, they're still learning. So like, it's great that he's made that comment, but like there's so many people at different stages of their career. So there's going to be people that are good at it and there's going to be people that are bad at it.
Marcus, what do you say about that? How do you chime in about the art of selling in professional wrestling?
Well, Eric, I would like to first off paraphrase Al Snow and say, this is the same comment that happens in every single genre of movies, TV, music, sports, where an old head, quote unquote, will come out and say, it ain't what it used to be. I feel like it fits under that category. But with that being said, me being old as I am, I also agree with him. I agree with him wholeheartedly that the art of selling has, kind of vanished. Now, example I brought up this week was, and this is, I'm going to take shots at both people and stuff, was the AEW show this week, where I don't know if it's selling in general, but psychology, in which Takeshita was kept setting up on Swerve and they kept doing the same stuff over and over. But worse was the Willow Nightingale high-fiving everybody after the death.
That was ridiculous because you saw it. The thing is, you saw her do it. You saw her do the what was it? The Death Valley Driver.
Yeah.
Onto the apron, and then instead of pushing her back in the ring and getting the pin, which would make more sense because if you've done it, unless she fell to the outside. Willow then proceeds to go around the audience slapping hands while pinfalls are happening in the ring.
Yeah, like she was doing an entrance. Like she was doing her entrance and she was the Ultimate Warrior. And I just thought I felt like, and I'm not a wrestler, but that is low IQ right there. Like it doesn't make sense because there are multiple pinfalls happening in the ring where she could have either went for the pin or stop the other people from fighting and interrupted them. Just do a simple drop kick or something, or Willow just lays out on the outside and sell what she did. And it'd been simple as that. But when you get into like something in what match was that on NXT? I'm blanking out. It was a stupid match. I'm blanking out on who the people are. But there was God damn it.
Probably Dijak. Since you love Dijak.
No, Dijak is a saint. It wasn't Dijak. He's a saint. And nothing he does is wrong ever. But I think it's the main event. So Braun Breaker does his flip is slam, off the devastation device. to me, back in my day, that's the end of the match. That man is dead. There didn't need to be a spear where that man gets up and they do other moves to him. And I just feel like all that stuff is over the top. And all it takes is little moves here and there. And the moment that people are praising this week in wrestling is the Rock and Cody's beatdown. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Nothing happened in that beatdown. And yet it accomplished the same thing as all these other devastating quote-unquote moves that people do in the match. Where all he did was hit a man with the trash can and, whip him. It seems very painful, but considering in the landscape of wrestling we are today, it wasn't much.
Marcus,
I feel the whipping of Cody Rhodes is very biblical.
Man, look at you now. It's my turn.
Jesus got whipped multiple times by those Romans at this point during Holy Week.
And guess what he was doing, Manny? He was selling to finish his story. He was always coming back. Tomorrow night, live on this channel, Jesus returns.
Hallelujah.
Right, so as Marcus pointed out a fact, yes, that segment between Rock and Cody was a lot of selling because, yes, Rock didn't really do much to beat up Cody, but Cody sold like a champ. Rock beat him up mentally. He kept fucking him up in the head. Like,
look at you now,
do, boy. Look at you now. Mama Rhodes this, Mama Rhodes that. I'm like, Mama Rhodes should get some royalties for how much he said Mama Rhodes, but I want to take us back to a time that Marcus...
I want to buy some Mama Rhodes tonight.
Marcus may have a hard time remembering this because it was in the middle of the wee hours for us when we watched Elimination Chamber and we was watching that match and we saw fucking Randy fucking Orton sell and we all thought he was hurt again with his fucking back when he was just selling his ass off because he'd been perfectly fine since that day. But watching him in that match, I was like, man, that's some good ass selling. But going back also to AEW, when you were talking about the whole Willow Nightingale thing, yes, what Willow did was extremely stupid. Like, it was beyond idiotic. But do you think a lot of that responsibility falls onto production? Because you could have easily switched off that camera so you didn't see her lean on the side of the rail, right then and there. Like,
no, you couldn't. Because they didn't put the camera on her. They put the camera back in the ring. Sorry to cut you off, my brother, but they cut the camera. They went back to the action in the ring, but Willow is high-fiving the entire crowd.
Yeah.
It was like watching someone do the wave at a baseball game. It's nothing we're paying attention to, but it's happening.
You know what? I'll tell you right now.
So when Willow did it, it's not like Willow just did like a corner. She did the corner and then went across the entranceway and then did the other corner before she got her ass into the ring.
Yeah, so there was nothing the production could do.
I know it was not much that could be done, but still, it was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. But however, this
is what I mean by like people are at different stages of this. See, like when we look at Randy Orton when he's selling at Elimination Chamber, we think he's dead again, and then we look at Willow, they're at different stages of their career. There's not to say that Willow can't get to where Randy Orton is as a character.
Unfortunately, Willow doesn't have Shawn Michaels booking her through all his storylines throughout the history of time. I mean, that's one way you can get better at selling, where you just have to repeat what Shawn Michaels
ain't
did.
Innocent. NXT ain't innocent. There's some bullshit that happens on that show.
But J.K. Swish said, Mama Rhodes sounds like a decent barbecue sauce. And then Manny added, or a syrup. I want you in the comments to let me know, would Mama Rhodes be a better barbecue sauce or a syrup? Because I feel like Mama Rhodes on my pancakes and waffles, that sounds like, hey, man, you got any in that Mama Rhodes? Yeah, all right, thank you.
And you want to know why? And I know we have completely veered off topic on this, but I don't give a fuck because I'm going to talk about Mama Rhodes. I'm going to talk about Mama Rhodes barbecue. I'm going to say the barbecue sauce is the better option since it goes with Cody's blood and barbecue sauce gets all over the place and you can always return your shirt to somebody. Like, look at you then. Look at you then. Look at you now. Covered in barbecue sauce. Get some of this Mama Rhodes barbecue sauce. Boy.
You got that beef rib look dry. But now look at yourself now. You got that Cody Mama Rhodes barbecue sauce. Shit.
Mama Rhodes.
And then you can get some Brendan Rhodes brandy to go with it. The Mama Rhodes barbecue sauce and Brendan Rhodes brandy. You got it.
Down with some Brandy Rhodes.
And then you can go and you can have a sleep in the Dustin Rhodes sleeping bag. I don't know.
Dustin Rhodes is more like a marinade where you rub,
Yeah.
where you
Some
rub
gold rub.
A dry rub. 55-year-old rub right there. 55. That's the
Or
rub.
maybe it's a fine wine of having a little bit of gold dust.
Okay.
Have a glass of gold dust. Oh, go back to Al Snow, I guess, or whatever you were saying.
No, that was it. That was all I had. 'cause
Okay.
that was-
Well, I just think I think he's right, but it is a modern time. It is a modern
Well, I mean,
time, and it is like, you know, when we talk about rap, lyrics aren't about shit anymore. And then you go back to the old days, they kind of wasn't about shit in the 2000s either. But you go back to the 90s, and you go like, that's when rap was great. When Ice Cube was just rapping about how good his day was.
I don't think I asked you this
I
question.
just also want to point out it's very hypocritical of Al Snow. I mean, he wrestled in hardcore matches. He wasn't selling shit, so he needs to question what he was talking about.
But you know, like when you're old and your brain cells settle, you become the you know, a little bit better. Marcus,
You're a little wiser.
Mark, who you got? Cole, Kendrick, or Drake? Or Ye? Since Ye said he is actually number one.
Well, you know what? A lot of those statements I want to say Kanye was right about, but Kanye can't be on top of there. He can't be on top of there. He can't be on top. But I got Kendrick eating them alive. I got Kendrick eating all of them alive. Although I think J. Cole, I like to say this is a battle of Randy Orton versus John Cena, in which Kendrick Lamar will eat his ass up at the end of the day.
I like Cole's catalog better than Kendrick's, but that's just me. Manny,
really?
Manny, do you have a dog in this race? I don't think you do, right?
I don't care. The only person that's number one in my heart is Funaki because he's SmackDown's number one.
So last time Manny listened to rap music, it was when Shorty G rapped against. I forgot who he rapped against. Was it? he did a rap.
Manny brought up number one because I decided I want to play a little game with you guys this week, and it's
called. Is it about Beyonce?
Ooh. No, it's not called. It's not. Man, that album is deep. Don't want to talk about it right now because it's too deep. That would have to be a side conversation about Cowboy Carter.
I was gonna later in the show bring up. We're gonna talk about the black woman returning to take everything that belongs to her once and for all, and she paraphrasing with Jade Cargill.
And she did it subliminally too, because there's a lot. Man, that's a very interesting.
I know. This is subliminal.
No, it's very like because it's. I
listened to the whole thing. It's the whole thing. It's all 27 tracks.
Yeah, because American Requiem kind of set the stage. And I didn't need that.
7 tracks.
That's a lot, man.
There's a lot of
it's a lot of skits and stuff like that,
and intermissions and preludes.
But like what she
really.
did,
it's an hour long.
We'll talk about the end of the show. We'll talk about the end of the show.
We'll talk about Beyonce. We'll talk about what Jolene gonna get. Jolene.
Or my favorite track, Miley and Beyonce, two most wanted. That shit hit. Anyway, so my question for you is. We got 4 shows that we're going to pick from. And I want you guys to select 3 people. You can just first people that come into your head. I'll go to Manny first and I'll go to Marcus. Is who? Okay, you know what? I take that back. I will take away The Rock and I will take away Roman Reigns. Those 2 are eliminated. You cannot select those people. So I'm playing the game. Who would you push? So Manny, going to you. Monday Night Raw. Who are the 3 people that you would push? Just right now. Who are your 3?
Mama Rhodes. Mama Rhodes.
Okay.
I can't wait for their match.
No, obviously Cody.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre because he is funny as fuck right now. And Rhea, she's already there. But I
Marcus,
like you don't
or your Monday Night Raw. Who are your 3?
Well, I also second the Mama Rose side.
Mama Rose can be your 4th, Marcus. We'll take Mama Rose can be an honorary sharpshooter pick.
But Mama Rose. I'm going Gunther.
Gunther.
Mama Rose.
I mixed up. It's funny because I meant to say Cody, but somehow I went Gunther. But Cody, Gunther, and Rhea Ripley.
Okay. So right now, I'm thinking because I don't want to pick Cody because I don't think Cody needs a push. He's over already. I'm gonna go Jade.
Oh wait. Are we saying people who aren't getting? Yeah, you said who not lead my brand basically.
No, I was just giving my reason.
Because all the people I mentioned are stars and getting pushed.
Yeah,
I'm people you want to build a brand around.
Yeah, but like right now, I really like the way Jey Uso moves the crowd. I think that's the one universal pick that we can all have is Rhea. I think Rhea and her booty cheeks is right then and there. And my last person, Marcus, I think I will agree with you and I will go with Gunther because I think he's a good villain when you need to have a villain. So, and Mama Rhodes, of course, Mama Rhodes. Now, moving to
and Gunther's new movie, Despicable Me 4, is coming out.
now moving to NXT. NXT, Marcus, I go to you.
Ooh.
Give me your 3.
My 3 in NXT. Does Braun Breaker still count as NXT?
No.
Okay. Well, Trick Willie.
Okay, Trick Willie. All right.
I want to push Dijak. I do.
Do it, Marcus. Do it.
No, but I feel like he old. You know what I mean? I feel like
No. He deserves it.
Marcus, Dustin Rhodes is 55 years old. He's still doing it, Marcus. Pick
I don't
your boy
count.
Dijak.
I don't count. He ain't doing that. He on Rampage. I don't count. Your career's over if you're on Rampage. Soul Roka, of course. That's not even a joke. That's not even a joke. You know,
That
was a serious bro. That was a serious.
Okay.
That was a serious pick. Okay.
Okay. Wow. That's not why. Wow. All right.
Proceeds to wink. Let's see. Who else is on that show? There's a lot of people on that show
already, haven't you?
No, he only named Trick Willie and Soul Roka.
And Soul Roka.
He refused to give it to Dijak because he said Dijak is too old to push. So he's an old man.
No, I picked Dijak.
So you actually go to pick Dijak.
Yeah, he has picked 3.
Yeah, I'm actually going to pick Dijak.
So you have 3. Manny, I turn to you. Who are your 3?
That was tough because a lot of people.
Mine are basically the same as Marcus. The only thing is I will swap out Soul Roka and put in Lola Vice. I think there's something there with her.
All right, so
I think there's something there too, Manny. I think there's something there too.
So I would agree with you guys.
It ain't just kicks.
Trick Willie. I like me some Trick Willie. Then I'm gonna go Fallon Henley. And to complete this threesome, Oba Femi.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with Oba.
Oh, I forgot about Oba.
I like Oba.
Can I replace Soul Roka with Oba?
No, it's too late. Soul Roka, you can't replace her with Oba.
You can't replace Soul Roka. The way you defend Soul Roka, you can't push Soul Roka out there.
Hey, can you say
unless Soul Roka becomes your new Mama Rhodes?
Mama
Can I
Rhodes.
tell you,
Mama
we're
Rhodes.
talking, AEW is talking about pillars, and I always like to bring up my pillars, were Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Soul Roka as my 3 black women pillars of wrestling.
Now, this is going to be very interesting because I'm going to go to
Kiana James,
SmackDown
honorable mention.
because I'm going to say AEW for last, but SmackDown. Marcus, give me your 3.
SmackDown. It's really rough out there in these streets for me. I don't know if I'm a fan of most people on this roster, but I'm going to go out there. I still think Ford should have turned on Dawkins this week on SmackDown for walking out on him anyway. That should have happened right away. So I'm going to put Ford. You know what? I believe this man deserves more than what he's getting. And it's your boy, Santos Escobar. I know he old too. But I think he deserves more than being in the Lucha division. The man, when he talks, I listen. Hard.
In that white suit, though, too, boy, he was out there sharp.
He pointing fingers and everything.
I'll tell you this way. My favorite fucking Dominic, my favorite moment, he's an honorary Mama Rhodes for me because when he finally said what needed to be said to Joaquin in the non-Latino, shit had me laughing.
You're this fake Latino here.
So you got Santos, that's one.
And then my last person.
Wait, who was your first one? You said Santos.
Someone before Santos.
No, Santos was your only one.
No, it was an obvious one before Santos.
He said someone. I can't remember.
Well, clearly they didn't deserve to get pushed.
Who was this person that got pushed? Because I just remember you said they were.
Oh, Montez Ford. Ford.
Okay, Montez Ford. All right. Montez Ford, Santos.
And shit, who else out there?
Would you like me to go to Manny while you think about your third?
No, I'm going to come up just with a random name, and it doesn't matter anyway. I am going to say Solo Sikoa, and that's not even true.
Damn, Mario. So how you going to just lie? Manny, who are your 3?
I had to get a name out, and I can't. The SmackDown roster to me is rough.
Number 1.
Okay.
Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffy Top. I can see that.
You right.
I think she should win Money in the
I
Bank.
got a
this
whole
year.
new list now. I just remember.
Number
Go ahead.
2, I believe Pretty Deadly.
Ooh, tag team.
Manny, I agree with that. That was a good win for them this week.
Boy.
And do they count as 1 or do they count as 3? 1, 2, and 3.
If you're who?
Pretty Deadly.
No, that's
Because they're a
one. I
tag
give him
team.
one.
You want them single separately.
And then I'm not really sure about the third. I mean, everyone seems to be under that cloud of Roman, so it doesn't seem necessarily fair. But I feel like, do you know what? I feel like Jimmy deserves a good singles run.
Wow, Jimmy.
I
went with Jay, and you went with Jimmy.
But think like Jay and Jimmy are basically doing the exact same thing on each roster. Only Jay is really getting the recognition of being able to do all the matches and have these cool segments with Cody and all this stuff.
But Jimmy's
but
the better personality.
Jimmy is funny in the sense that he's trapped in this. He's like a prisoner, but he's still trying to do all these cool things within the bloodline. So I think Jimmy needs a bit more of a showcase because he's trapped in the bloodline.
So if
can I flip it there? Can I flip it on you real quick?
Because
give my revised list.
No, because Manny has
Can I get my revised list?
Tiffany Stratton, Jimmy Uso, and
Pretty Deadly.
And Marcus, you're gonna eliminate Ford, Santos, and who's your
I'm not
last
eliminating all. Though. I will keep Santos.
Okay.
But because he's on that show now, Braun Breaker makes that list.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I was shocked that you didn't pick Braun Breaker, Marcus. I was like,
and because she just also signed on their team, I wish all the success for Jade Cargill. Hope she's not just a Goldberg. So I'll root for her there.
Okay.
Hey,
so,
there's room for a female Goldberg.
I think Cargill.
She did it already, though.
I think Jade.
Oscar already did that too.
I think Jade's debut today, I would like to see her get pushed to see what she can do. She stumbled on the mic a little bit, but they gave her, we can talk about that later, but they gave her some time. Jimmy, I think I kind of agree with you, Betty. I think Jimmy would be a nice to see what he can do if he's not goofy. And then I'm going to go with Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul on television would be good
money
for everybody.
Logan is money.
It's hilarious. Like, I don't understand why he didn't go up the ramp and he decided to hide underneath the ring this week. He made a mistake.
He was right there, though. I would expect him to be right in the end. He wasn't even deep in the shit.
But Marcus, I'd like Ford as an up and comer. It makes sense. So now we go into the tricky realm of AEW, and I'm not going to go Dynamite and Collision. We're going to treat it as a whole. If you want to, we can pick 6, but I think we should stay with 3. Betty, I turn to you.
I'm just going to pick 1. The entire women's division.
Oh,
damn. Okay.
Damn, Manny went hard.
I don't go before you. I don't go with Takeshka. I don't go with Swerve because Swerve still deserves better. And last but not least, Willow Nightingale. I like Willow. I don't know what they're doing with her, but I like her a lot.
I think she's in the middle of a push right now. I
don't know what it is. Marcus, she looked like a fucking idiot. Okay.
Eric, because their roster is so vast, I can give you 3 different people, even though I agree with the people you guys have all chosen. I agree with the women's division. I agree with all the people you chose, Eric, but I'm going to go with 3 different people because I believe they have a vast roster. One, I know he's damn near dead all the time, and we saw him this week with Tony Hawk, but I think this man deserves more than what he's getting, and that's Darby Allin.
You're right.
He's someone that turned me around himself. Talking about selling. That man sold me on himself.
Only because he looked like Tiny Tim this week. Crutches.
I would like to also see Kyle Fletcher, young upstart, get more TV time and not just be, because he can have a great match with Ospreay. But I like
shit.
Well, he pushed.
Ospreay gonna be pushed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick Okada, him, Danielson, or any of their people. Like, you can go with their roster is vast.
And you know what? I forgot Dominic and I forgot Lexus King when he's on a good day, though, of course. Not when he's on bad.
Hold on. Can I have an honorable mention? Marcus, say your third, and then I'll do my honorable mention.
Fine. Singles Dax. Dax by himself. Just because. Let Dax get some wins.
Can I have an honorable mention for the guy that actually did fall off a cliff, and he goes by the name of Jay White?
You know what? Shout out to Jay White, who's not allowed in Canada.
If there was an actual mountain to fall off of, that would be what Jay White fell off of.
Well, you could also say, Adam Cole was on that list too, of just people who just like completely falling off the face of the earth. But I don't disagree with anybody. There's a lot of people. The AEW has a really good roster that is not being properly used.
Just because
I feel like it's just too many.
I don't know how you can properly. I don't know how you can properly use them. There's no way.
It's not,
and they don't have enough TV time. And they don't. And if they did have enough TV time, so many things would fall off. Like the women's division isn't even there to begin with. And then think about how many extra people, if you had to push all those stars to make them feel like stars each week, you'd have no time for anything.
Quote Jamal, he says Adam Cole is now trash. No, he's now just a small man in a bigger pond. There's so much more talent ahead of him right now. He couldn't got injured at the worst point of his career right now. It's just like, no.
But I'm going to agree with Jamal. I don't think there's anything Adam Cole does right now that a lot of other people on their roster already do. And that they're taller and in better shape. Younger.
Because I'm a negative person, we're going to jump to SmackDown next. But, Manny, you could push one person. One person, you'll take away their push. And it could be in any federation. Who would that? I don't like that smile on your face, Manny. You had a smile on your face. You're ready for this. Who?
And he's like, I have power?
Who are you taking away?
I have the power.
Manny was like, yes.
I'll tell you who, Eric. He goes by the name of L.A. Knight.
Oh,
yeah, Manny. Oh. Yeah, Manny, I'm with you.
Damn.
I'm with you. L.A. Knight. Yeah, talk to me. He's gone.
Damn, you went harsh. I didn't think you were going that harsh. I understand L.A. Knight being taken away. I believe he's the most overrated wrestler in the game right now. However, if I could stop this person from being on my TV on a weekly basis,
Ava?
I would.
Ava?
No, Eric. No, it's not Ava. No. It's not even Scripps. It's not OTM.
Hey, that's Snickers
commercials.
Hilarious.
It was a good commercial. But
why is
because they were talking about firing him? My favorite part is like somebody said, how come Jada Parker wasn't in this one? And I was like, they must have shot this way before.
Manny, why was Dawkins making pot roast? That shit looked dry.
You know what, Eric? I was into it. His is mama's pot roast. But I am pushing. I'm pushing out Y2J Chris Jericho or Lionheart Jericho or the Painmaker Jericho.
Can you explain this to me?
This old fat ass, I'm gonna mentor Hook Jericho.
Can you explain to me? I don't understand that whole segment. Fucking Chris Jericho is gonna come tell Hook.
Eric, don't waste brain power trying to it.
I mean, it'd be different if his daddy was Joe Blow. His dad is fucking Taz. He's walking around with his daddy's title that he made up because no one could fuck with him. I mean, like Jericho, you mean absolutely? It made no sense.
No, Eric. When you think about it, last week he said, "I have a proposition for Hook." That was the proposition. Eric, we waited a week to hear him say that.
And then you wait for
Jericho's out.
I know about you, Jericho. And I'm like, no, like I didn't need that segment. And I'm like, they have
Riho's honorable mention.
They have so many more people that they can be pushing, and like to give Jericho time at this point is like you have to phase him out like you do other people. You just have to do that. He needs to be phased out. But somebody that was not phased out was the very start of it wasn't the start because we had a match before, but the debut of Jade Cargill, who made it official.
Who you getting rid of?
I agree with Manny. L.A. Knight.
Oh, this whole thing is just to take out L.A. Knight.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I didn't realize that's where we were going here.
The only time I liked L.A. Knight was when he was Max Dupree. Outside of that, never liked the man.
I mean, Marcus, I'm surprised that you like L.A. Knight, considering that he's just ripping off one of your favorite wrestlers of all time, Steve Austin.
Again, let me paraphrase. Mama Rhodes, look at me. I think it's blasphemous that he's out there doing The Rock and Steve Austin when The Rock is on the show doing it better. And two, I have turned on you guys' side of LA Knight, in which I think he's as stale as anything. I don't really Like, I still think he can give a good promo, but I don't want to ever see this man wrestle. He needs to go to the commentator table.
No, but there was actual chumps in the IWC that wanted this man to defeat Roman Reigns for that world, to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. No, he is trash.
If anybody he could beat, it would probably be Gunther, but he's on a different show because that means that Gunther's moving on to bigger and better things. But like outside of the US title,
Logan Paul.
Yeah, but he should never be in the title picture.
He's mid-card.
He should never fight Seth. He should never fight. But as Manny was talking about, this SmackDown episode was it was a very lackluster episode of SmackDown, but I also felt that it was a very important episode of SmackDown because I think it took care of all the undercard for WrestleMania. Like this whole episode of SmackDown was like, let's lay the groundwork for undercard. So we start off with the tag match between Pretty Deadly against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. I thought this was a very enjoyable match, and I also thought it was very important for Pretty Deadly to get this win, even with the shenanigans of Logan Paul being involved. Manny, were you happy to see Pretty Deadly get this win?
I was happy to see them win, but it leads them to nothing. They're not going to WrestleMania.
Manny, they might not be ready for WrestleMania
Maybe a Battle
yet.
Royal next week. Maybe a Battle Royal next week or whatnot, but like,
Yeah, but Marcus,
it wasn't necessary.
I know Manny's upset because he wants Pretty Deadly to be on WrestleMania.
I know what you're gonna ask,
everybody can make it.
Can I throw something at Manny?
What?
Manny, less significant win this week. Bronson Reed or Pretty Deadly? Who's going nowhere with their wins?
Bronson Reed.
I mean,
I feel like Pretty Deadly got the worst of this. The worst win of the week.
The closest Bronson Reed is getting to WrestleMania is Donkey Kong picks him up and throws him into the arena.
So my question for you guys is that
Randy Orton with Andre the Giant, I think.
Marcus, we don't need to talk about the match with you, Marcus, but Randy Orton chased Logan Paul off, Marcus, and Logan Paul pulled off in a fire-ass car. My question, who has a better car, him or Okada? Who had the better car?
I like Logan Paul's.
I couldn't fit in his car, but I liked his car.
I couldn't fit in neither one of those cars. And I would like to say this, Okada. I know you weren't there this week. I know that was a lie. I know they shot that the same week they had the car last week when they rented it the first time. I'm just saying, Okada, that was a lie, and you never showed up inside that arena. I'm just saying. But Logan Paul had the better car this week, and I don't know what it was about it. I think it was just a little. It was more of a it was a Corvette, right?
Yeah, I think it was a Corvette. But can I say something? As we all know this, right? We all know this about me. I'm one of the most petty individuals around. And I love me some petty. And by far, my favorite segment of the entire night of SmackDown had to be the vignette segment with Iyo Sky. Because
we're done. Hold on. We're done with this Logan Paul thing?
Yeah, there's not much to talk about. I mean, all it is setting up their triple threat match. That's all it is.
You're not going to talk about this man doing the worst hiding I've ever seen in my life?
Mark, he was
Who hides at the edge of the ring apron?
He could have went back up the apron, Marcus. He could have, but it's no reason to. It's no reason to. But okay. I just want to point out that Iyo Sky, her segment, deserved to get her ass beat by Bayley, especially after she said she is an embarrassment and a tragedy to WWE. I don't know how you tell somebody that you were an embarrassment and a tragedy. And I was like, Iyo, you don't even defend your fucking title.
And she also says a hypocrisy. I was like, there's a Japanese word for hypocrisy?
But Marcus, I would say Iyo Sky is the biggest hypocrite of everybody. Her whole promo was like, yes, Bayley, you helped me with my title, but I outgrew you, bitch. I was like, what are you doing? And it was like me and Dakota. And I'm like, no, what happened was your two Japanese friends showed up on SmackDown and he was like, I don't need Bayley no more. And that's all it was. But Bayley's beatdown was good. As a photographer, seeing their lights get destroyed and the background paper get destroyed, it hurt my heart. But I understood an ass whooping that had to take place.
Eric, I don't believe your titties are your heart. I'm just saying, the way you grabbed that, it hurt my heart.
In between, you go put them apart, and then it's in between.
The doctor trying to get to his heart. His titties are too big. I can't get through.
I just want to point out the professionalism of Bayley for allowing Iyo to finish the promo before beating her up. We wrapped up? Cool. Let me beat this woman's heart.
Like I said, I think Bayley was okay until she said she was an embarrassment and a tragedy. Oh, bitch, you went too far.
Well, me and Ryan were questioning the logistics of this because I believe they said it took place at the Performance Center. I feel like Bayley was just going to go get her work in, get her pump in, and then all of a sudden someone told her, Iyo Sarai's here. Oh, yeah? What's she doing? Talking shit about you, said you a motherfucking tragedy. Oh, I gotta beat this bitch ass.
I wish that bitch would said that. What'd she say?
He said, I like that. It took them some minutes to break it up. The photographer was like, you know what? Let them cook. Let me get
Let
some
them
shots.
cook.
Let them cook. And then after they start breaking lights, all right, step in. They're out of control.
Oh, they done took out my seamless. But I mean, like the whole thing. Let me just point out, Iyo and both Nakamura had some fire ass promos. They didn't really back up half of the shit that they were talking in their promos, but it just sounded good.
And Nakamura don't back up anything he says.
He don't.
He ain't backed up anything he said. That man talks dangerous every week. Every week he got a big head on somebody.
Nakamura don't even back up his computer or his phone.
But with that being said, this segment had to happen. Iyo had to speak. It's been how many weeks since this match been booked? Maybe almost 2 months, and Iyo hasn't said anything. And finally, she said it, and it's a week before WrestleMania. It had to be done. It had to be done.
So at this point, it's time for Nick Aldis. Manny's boy, his Homelander, is in the ring, and he introduced the latest signing to the roster. And Jade Cargill comes out dressed in red and shoes that looks like she can barely walk in. Nope, Manny's going first, Marcus. I'm sorry. Manny's going first. Because you talked about the Iyo. So Manny's going first.
What are my questions for Manny? What are my questions for Manny?
No, you just trying to trick you. What question do you have for Manny, Marcus?
It's more of a statement.
No, it's not. That's not a question. Manny, what did you think about the debut of Jade Cargill to the main roster outside of the Royal Rumble?
I mean, what she was wearing was interesting because I felt like the whole time it required a cape. I was like, she needs to be wearing a cape.
She did.
This look would look more fire if she had a cape. But she was presented as a megastar. Whether she will be or live up to it is another question. But I'm assuming the fact that they kept her off TV and only debuted her now, since the Royal Rumble until now, they have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. So I'm interested in what she can do.
Now, Marcus, what did you can speak on this, Marcus, and you can also ask Manny or say the statement you want to say.
The joke is over because I'm going to just say the one thing I thought Manny would need to say in this segment. I second Manny's thought on how boring Nick Aldis was this week. I was going to be saying even before he said it. I was going to say I second it because the man, he looked like he was introducing someone to like trying to sell a house, but not really good at it. Like he was horrible.
No, do you know what he sounded like? He was like a head teacher or the head of the school coming out and asking the kids, how was school today? Because the way he said, is everyone excited for WrestleMania? It was more of a collective groan.
It's like he was a part of Abbott Elementary, like the substitute English teacher. Like, I can see that.
We all rolled our eyes at the same time when he came out. But the entrance for Jade, as I talk about Jade and her outfit, I thought the entrance was fire. I thought the outfit was really nice, although I knew she was not doing any physical activity whatsoever. Like it looked like an outfit that she'll wear at a pool in Vegas, but you know damn well she ain't getting in the water because it messed up her hair and the outfit. So and I thought her
Eric,
delivery.
Question. Eric clearly planted this. Look at this.
Yes, we was gonna talk
about
Monet.
Jade.
I know where it's going.
Get to your question.
I know where it was going.
Get to your question, Eric.
No, I wasn't there yet because I wanted to get my comments on this before we get to that point.
I know where we were going with this.
I thought the Jade debut was really nice. It was nicely handled. I thought she stumbled over a little bit, but it could be a little bit nervous performing in front of all those people. But they kept it short and sweet. I think her tagline that the storm has arrived is actually a great play on words, and I think that's the decision that WWE made to sacrifice the Bianca Tiffany Stratton match so they can have this 3-woman tag match to help protect 6-woman tag to help enhance and build Jade. I feel like it's a smart move because you want to make sure that you have a future star, and I don't think you would just want to throw away Bianca versus Stratton because I think it's it's something that you
Well,
can do.
also
Now,
you can also hide Jade's shortcomings in the ring with all the other women, accomplished
Yeah,
Yeah,
women.
he said that. He said that to start his speech, ready.
I mean, like it's like, you know, like when you go to the rankings, it's like everybody's gotten so much better in the ring. Like technically, Jade is the weakest person, and then at that one, the next weakest person you could arguably say is Naomi, but she's gotten better, so you might put Dakota Kai.
No,
because
I would put Dakota Kai below Naomi.
I think so, because she was you could tell she hadn't wrestled in a while in the main event. But since the thumbnail was debuted, who did it better? The Storm or the CEO? Who handled the debut of their new rising female star better? WWE or AEW? Go ahead,
Eric.
Marcus.
I need you to tally this up, Eric. I know you got pen and paper. We're about to
do.
tally up some stuff. I want to break this down and figure out who was the winner. Who was the winner? So we're going to go off entrance music / entrance to start this off. And I will give the point to Jay's entrance due to the CEO song being really fucking annoying.
I also go with Jade. I go with Jade. Manny, are you going to give a point to Mercedes?
I think you have to give it to Mercedes only because it gets fan interaction. Jade, you just stand in awe. You stand in awe of this beautiful.
I hate to say this, Manny.
You're like,
Manny, you have very good reasoning with that one. And Marcus, I'm almost teetering on trying to flip my vote, but I hate that fucking CEO chant so much. So from a count to 2-1, because me and Marcus both agreed, Jade gets the point. What's the next criteria, Marcus?
Well, we gotta talk about hair. This is a black woman situation.
Oh, damn.
It's a black woman. Or do you want to talk about outfits?
Marcus, I could give the hair
we
to
got
Mercedes.
both because they did the exact same. I'm giving this to Mercedes on hair and outfits. She looked like a fucking phoenix or whatever, and she looked like she's glowing in original outfit. Not this week. I'm not a fan of this one. I don't know what she was thinking with this one.
No,
but
this is her original outfit, right? This was it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a star outfit.
Was dressed
Seth
in
Rollins
gold.
has that in the closet, I believe. And I thought that was well done, so I would like to give that hair and attire to Mercedes.
So, Manny, would you agree with that? Can we give Mercedes a point in this situation?
We have to give Mercedes a point.
All right, so now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Verbal skills. Who said it better? The little bit that Jade said or the lot that Mercedes said, but sound like it was a little bit? Marcus, you seem like you're torn in this situation. I don't think either were very great on the microphone, but it happened.
I will give the nod to Mercedes on this one, even though she didn't say a motherfucking thing. I'm going to say that for the record.
See, I wouldn't, because Mercedes did not sound sincere in her delivery.
Ooh, you got a point.
Remember, she's like, I'm happy to be here. I don't feel she was. I feel she's just happy to be paid to be there.
I agree with you. I feel like Mercedes was less than genuine. It felt like it was rehearsed, and Tony Khan gave her those points to say. I think Jade, although it was rough at some points, it was short, sweet, and to the point. And like, you know, I would give it to Jade. So right now the score is 2 points for Jade, 1 point for Mercedes.
Can
What's the next category, Marcus?
Also, can I just emphasize an extra point for Jade is the fact that Jade said it in front of more people.
What are you double doing? Giving Gryffindor extra points? What the fuck, Manny?
Yes,
what
yes, I am.
Sorry.
He is English, Marcus. He has wizarding powers.
For courage.
Jade said it in front of more people. So it's more challenging. She hasn't been at the level Sasha's been at. So I feel like it's more difficult for Jade to be delivering a promo like that.
However,
hold on. I disagree. I believe Mercedes had the bigger audience. The Mohegan Sun is a small venue compared to the TD Gardens, which
He's
was
talking
actually
about the viewers at home, Marcus.
Nobody care about them.
But I will give a point to Mercedes for overall impact to the show, because I think Mercedes in her first week, we had more women's stuff being featured on Dynamite than we've had in the last 2 years. Manny's trying to strike that down. Go ahead, Manny. Yeah.
I'm going to strike that down because that made me more aware of the Big Bang Theory's ratings. if you want to talk about a lead-in where it went 1 million and then completely.
Manny,
He's
Eric
drop
isn't
off.
talking about ratings. I don't think. I think he's talking about that they built the show more around her than they did
Yeah.
Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that, but then I also want to talk about the drop off that happened the moment she appeared, didn't appear for the rest of the show, and then showed kind of quality just dropped off.
Yeah, but we want to just go up on their first. I think we should just do the first week because that's fair. Because Mercedes has been dropping since then. It's not like they did
This outfit
gangbusters ratings this
man,
week.
She got like 55 strikes.
Yeah, like if you go with some stuff that happened this week, it's all. So if we should stick to their debuts, I think it's more of a fair battle because Mercedes get a bunch of strikes.
I think at the end of the day, all right, we can stop with the bullshit. We go.
Yeah, I want to go to save. I just wanted to save. That was the last one. I didn't plan on going this long. Who had the better save? And I would like to say Jade had the better save in which she looked dominant. And I thought doing the I don't know what she calls the Jade move, which is the glam slam, and then spinning and then licking the finger. I thought that was a star move, and then pointing at the WrestleMania side.
That was some dirty ass shit though. But yeah, I think Jade.
Yeah, but that was a cool move. It looked cool.
Can we, so you know how
You know what? And Kyrie needs to stop being the receiving end of all this treatment.
Well,
Maybe they all got the business. Oscar got kicked in the stomach.
Let me tell you this right now. Let me tell you this right now. I know Kyrie saying it's the dirtiest one in Devil's Control, and if I was a female, that's to be the first ass I'm gonna kick because I know she talking the most shit. It's always the little ones that's trouble. I can tell.
Kyrie look like she carried knives though.
Yeah,
like,
she do.
Talking, she's like, yeah, what the fuck, Kyrie?
But can I tell you my favorite point outside of Iyo being petty? It was like the most throwaway segment in SmackDown that probably no one else cared about. But is when Nick Aldis is walking backstage, and then you have Alba Fire and Isla Dawn doing whatever they're trying to do to maybe try to get a paycheck at WrestleMania. I was like, y'all not witches no more? What the hell are you doing? What's going on? What was that, Marcus?
They were back there saying Nick Aldis, and I'm not saying this to downgrade any woman whatsoever, but I suck your dick, Nick Aldis, to get on WrestleMania. And Manny, that's what it looked like they were doing. Manny, but they have no chance. I'm going to tell them just like someone told Natty like 9 or 10 years ago. Isla Dawn, you ain't making WrestleMania this year.
And so
you ain't making WrestleMania.
I'm going to turn to Manny in this situation because then something happened afterwards that was just totally disrespectful. And with all this black women power on the show now, on SmackDown, and then you go into the locker room and you see fucking Bobby Lashley and the black female that he chose to be part of his faction, and it's ever since B-Fab joined that faction and she had that champagne popping, they ain't been right since. Manny, I feel like they all should be released. Every last one of them.
Well, Bobby should be released for drinking on the job. Bobby was drinking on the job, and then it removed his ability to be alert. It allowed the Puerto Rican man to come in and just attack.
I don't know how they got the drop on them. There's one door.
Bobby and Lashley and B-Fab allowed the Fire Nation to attack.
But can I also tell you my favorite part about this whole thing between Bobby Lashley and the Karrion Kross crew? So there's been multiple people who had multiple attacks, and they end up on the WrestleMania card. Like the next segment, we have the Luchadors got their WrestleMania moment. Then you have the women; they got their WrestleMania moment. No matter what Karrion Kross does to Bobby Lashley or what Bobby Lashley does to them, they ain't been put on WrestleMania yet.
But
they can't get on the
card. Neither of us are going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's just like we're trying everything, but we can't get on WrestleMania. Do I gotta cut somebody?
Yeah, like he need to break that bottle, put it in his neck. He need to go full AR Fox in his invasions. Ryan wanted me to say this on the show.
Okay, that's gonna be offensive.
No, it's not, Eric. I think it's gonna be shocking, and I looked at him with a side eye, but there was part of me that wanted to agree with him, but whatever. He said, "You know what? Karrion Kross looks like a star this week." And I was like, he said he buys stock in Karrion Kross. He's rebuying his stock in Karrion Kross.
He's reinvesting with his low. I mean, it's okay. I mean, this story is really not going anywhere. I mean,
no.
Taz might be going someplace, but that's about it.
He should have walked out of Dawkins.
As Shantae said, "Oh, you can't take Dawkins seriously when he's dressed like that." She even questioned what he was dressed like.
Their whole outfits were ridiculous.
They need to go back. That they were for back. But let's talk about not being religious. Let's talk about the baddest motherfuckers in the game right now. The baddest motherfuckers in the game. To the thing where the one man in wrestling who's in 2 factions, and he didn't even know he was in 2 factions. We have Legado del Fantasma come out there. My man dressed in all white, being the true Don of WWE like he was. You remember when him and and the Don of NXT had a battle. That was some crazy shit down at NXT in the parking lot. But
there's clauses if the Don of NXT somehow wins the NXT title. That's stand and deliver.
So Santos comes out there. He calls out Dom. Dom comes out there, and the next thing you know, the LWO comes out, and then I don't know if Alistair or Malachi knew what Zelina was gonna wear to work that day, but she didn't come to work to fight. I don't know what the hell that outfit was, but
and Shantae said, "Good God!"
And Shantae said that was a Fashion Nova specialty right there. But we have a standoff. Dom started talking shit about his daddy. Once again, he pointed out to old boy Joaquin Wild. He is not Latino. He is not.
He should not be in this position.
And then Ray showed his power and his clout that I told you about 2 years ago, that he still has the power to make WrestleMania matches, which he did, but he shocked the entire LWO when he picked the new member Dragon Lee. So Dragon Lee,
you know what? If I'm Carlito, I'm breaking Rey Mysterio's leg.
Apparently, people said that Carlito looked like that he was pissed off. I mean, like, I was shocked. I was like, oh, Dragon Lee. Wait, Dragon Lee gonna get a WrestleMania payday? Shit, they really try hard in this situation.
Eric, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I think Carlito should have bust Rey Mysterio ass up right there. This is why Dominic don't fuck with him and Santos don't either.
This is what Santos told him.
Eric, I understand why the LWO are involved. They got NXT business still, I think. They do. I think they still have NXT business. So they can't be there. Ray needed a tag team partner. Carlito joined them. Okay? Never got a t-shirt. He never was.
Still hasn't got a t-shirt.
Yeah, he comes out in a Carlito t-shirt. He is barely with the LWO on multiple occasions. He's been attacked, and Ray has never made the save. So the crowd is chanting Carlito. Carlito is going to be your partner, which everybody wanted.
Marcus, let's also point out.
And then he called out Dragon Lee. And I was like, oh, that's the worst one.
Reason why the LWO doesn't have Santos anymore, and this fucker didn't pick him. So I mean, like, it was just like, what the hell, man? What the hell?
That's bullshit. This is why you don't fuck with Ray.
Manny, does Dragon Lee deserve a WrestleMania payday?
No. He hasn't been on the show for about 2 to 3 months.
You know, the worst part about this, though, the
last time I saw him was when Obafemi destroyed him.
What pissed me off the most about this, though, was that, unfortunately, Humberto and Angel, after this whole ordeal...
It's his Berto.
Whatever. Berto.
He lost the humming in his name.
But whatever. They had to be forced to fight a qualifying match against the New Catch Republic. And I really didn't want the New Catch Republic to win, and they did.
Disappointing.
So technically, Triple H has put all his NXT boys on WrestleMania. Hey,
yeah, pretty much.
No, Pete Dunne is also a producer now for that WWE Speed bullshit.
Oh wait! Shout out to Bobby Roode for producing the Mama Rose segment. That was.
There's no evidence he did it.
Eric, no. You know what? I'm tired of producing. Did he really have to do anything?
Mama Rhodes. That's
The Rock. You know that's all The Rock. Hey, The Rock ain't let Bobby Roode write for him or do anything. That's all The Rock and Ward and Cody and everybody up top. Bobby was made. Okay, let's say Bobby was quote unquote a producer of that segment, Eric. He had very little input. He probably said, "You guys want to take it out to the rain?" You know what, Bobby? That's a good idea. We're going outside.
Point out
the only input he had was writing his name on the produced by Bobby Roode. The
next segment that happened was AJ versus LA Knight. I appreciate AJ not being stupid to know that LA Knight was going to be there. I thought for what it was, this was probably
not to show up, Eric.
This was good hype for the match, but both Shantae and I was like, AJ gonna whoop his ass, and we were going for AJ to whoop his ass.
Manny, AJ ain't winning.
There's some people in the mid-card mess who are thinking that this match will be the show stealer of WrestleMania.
That was one person.
I said something, Marcus. Marcus, Manny, do you think this match has the potential to be a show stealer?
No, this has the potential of if Vince was there, he'd be angry at you of how bad this match is going to be and shun you and put you in the doghouse. And then we get reports of saying, oh, that AJ Styles and LA Knight have heat on them for WrestleMania matches.
I would like. I know we're not supposed to bring up Vince on this show anymore, but I can see him at home going, "This is that bullshit. This is why I need to stay there."
Yeah, But at the
This
same
is that
time,
bullshit.
Marcus,
Nobody want this.
But Marcus, Triple H knew that Vince would be at home watching, talking about that's the bullshit. So you know what he gave right after? He gave the Tiffy Stratton package where she was walking around talking about like I was like, yep, there it is.
There was so much
That's
old
just
footage
as
in that. There was so much old footage in that. That was from a like Daddy's Girl video package.
That was like they just
No.
repackaged that shit.
I'm gonna say that was modern footage, Betty, because if it was her daddy's girl's footage, there are two things that are different. Just say.
Yeah, I noticed them, Marcus. I know they were gone.
Camera.
I know at some frames they were gone.
Oh, they were. Oh, I didn't notice that part. But anyway, LA Knight and AJ Styles is gonna just be there. This is a match that I would cut actually from WrestleMania. I feel like we're getting too many matches.
I have a feeling this is at one of the points where I'll probably take a toilet break during WrestleMania.
It might surprise us all, but it's not.
I think AJ is going to give. They're going to have a solid match because AJ is AJ. He is quote unquote the quote Carmelo him, in which he is one of the most talented people we've ever had in the ring. But however, I just think there's nothing there. There's nothing on the line. I'm not invested in their rivalry. Yeah, it's just going to be there.
Dakota versus Bianca. I was shocked that this match got as much time as it did. It was actually an okay match. Dakota was a little rusty here and there, but there were some good spots. I like when she hit her knee on the ring post. It made me laugh.
I laughed at that.
Because as Wade Barrett was like, Wade Barrett was like, oh, that hurts even more because that knee brace don't protect you from that ring post. And I was like, you're right, it don't. But I thought overall it's established a very good situation for a save to happen. I actually thought Bayley was gonna come out, but then I realized no, it would be Jade, and Jade came out, and the match was made.
Eric, if I was at the Mohegan Sun this week, we said, hey, we're going to put our money together. We're going to go see this WWE Smackdown. It's a sellout crowd there, whatever number in a row. It's going to be a hot show coming off whatever happened on Raw. It's a week before WrestleMania. They're going to put on the show. And this is the show I got. I would have been really disappointed. I got no stars on this show whatsoever. The main event is Dakota Kai versus Bianca Belair. That's Riho and Willow Nightingale all over again.
Marcus.
And Bianca is a star, but this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
What's up, Andreas? We want to say what's up, but let me just point out, Marcus, is one of the stupid stats that I really enjoyed is when they point out who the most played characters in 2K24 are. And when I saw Bianca Belair was number 2, I was like, that's why her ass is the main event right now. That is exactly why she's the main event.
Well, event Jey Uso is like number 1.
You know, the worst part about this though, when I'm
Cody
watching,
Rhodes
they put
is number 1.
Yeah,
well, he was number 2.
Yeah, Mark.
He was somewhere on the list. He was high up there because they brought up in the main event. I was shocked
that Trish Stratus was number 5, but people want to pick a thing.
Well, Bianca got to fight somebody, Eric.
But the thing about it is just that I always find it so disrespecting when they put the ratings of people up and then they're like in the low 70s. I'm like, come on, man. You might not want to put their rankings up. I think it was in the Pretty Deadly Randy Orton and Kevin Owens match. I was like, oh, man.
I always like when they say they're disputing it.
They're like 72 and 73. And I'm like, Marcus said he was a 75. And I don't think he could beat Pretty Deadly.
Well, Johnny Gargano's most pissed of his because he's a 74. And in order to do you know how Johnny Gargano matches go where he does all the kickouts at like the last second? You have to be a 75 and over to have resiliency to do that in the game. So it's not true to form.
But
overall,
you wouldn't have been upset about getting this card if you went to SmackDown going like, damn, I didn't get Roman, I didn't get Rock, I didn't get Cody, I didn't get any of the Usos, no Bloodline, no Bayley, no Iyo.
You experienced not having this situation in your life before, but Marcus, I think
I've never had no main eventers.
I think
quote.
All right, Marcus, let me ask you this. So I've said numerous times this week, AEW All In not giving me Kenny Omega in a singles match is unforgivable. Was this card, if you turn up to it, would you go, do you know what, Triple H? This was unforgivable what you did this week.
I would have felt that way. And this is no disrespect to the quote unquote main event. I just felt like they threw Randy Orton and Logan Paul. No one talked. And the quote unquote 3 main eventers they had who were fighting for a mid-card title, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens, were gone the first hour of the show, first 20 minutes of the show. And then it was after that, it was just the mid-card of who the fuck are these guys, basically. I know who they are, but it's just like,
I'll put it this way. I think that, first of all, the location of where this took place on the East Coast, they also figured out that probably the majority of people who had tickets to buy to this show will probably be at WrestleMania. And that's why they decided to take the night off. I think you gave them Bianca. So. You gave them Randy. You gave them AJ. You didn't get the top tier stars, but I mean, true, the people.
Did you see Raw this week?
No, let me just point out, like I said, this show, as I said before, listen to me. This show had to happen. You had to lay the groundwork for the subplot of WrestleMania. It had to take place on somebody's show. It could have took place on Monday Night Raw, but instead, Mama Rhodes was the featured star on that one. You had to fill in the undercard, and unfortunately, Smackdown was the undercard filler-in show, and the people of Mohegan Sun got it. Marcus, you have attended numerous shows in Rome and didn't make the trip to the West Coast. You know how it feels to be there, Marcus. It's okay.
You get one main eventer though. You get some main eventers though. You get some
Bianca's
stars.
a main eventer, Marcus, whether you like it or not.
I like Bianca, and I believe she is a main eventer, but Dakota Kai is not something I'm saving up. I'm not watching Bianca fight. I am Mike Sharp in the main event.
Marcus, but you got Jade. You could be there when you said Jade took her rise and the storm came. I mean, you have some stuff.
That. It was nice. Whatever. The storm showed up.
They got
but that's not what I want.
They got LA Knight. They were happy to
get LA Knight ain't no main eventer. How dare you put him in the same sentence as the main eventer?
Manny, they ate that shit up when he was doing his Steve Austin impersonation. They ate that shit up.
They did kind of eat that up, but I'm just saying, I'm on the road to WrestleMania. I'm on the road to WrestleMania. I expect to get a Raw. I see Raw this week, and I'm like, fuck, that was an amazing show. I watched Dynamite this week, and I at least got 2 really good wrestling matches with Swerve and Ospreay.
I do like the fact
NXT, whatever, they get what they get. It's the same people every week. They can't complain about shit.
No,
they get the same people. They got Natty.
That Jasmine Nix woman this week with that Pele kick, I was like, oh, we may have something here.
Yeah. Well, those, her, it was her at the Hell, and they were going back and forth really fast, and I was like, this is a good match.
I would say that this was an unfortunate occurrence this week that I think it was hard for any show to follow Monday Night Raw. I think Monday Night Raw set a high standard, and nobody was going to follow that show, and it's simple as that. But at the same time, I thought it was enough passable things because I think Swerve versus Takeshita was probably, in my opinion, the best wrestling match of the week. Yes.
Ooh, it is a toss-up. It is a toss-up between Ospreay and Shibata.
That was a good match, but I don't know.
I'll give it to Swerve and Takeshita because Takeshita's a bigger deal than Shibata, even though Shibata has a career.
you can get over the big flaw that you put in that match of Takeshita keep sitting up for Swerve to keep jumping on him.
Manny, so the reason why I'm not
going to be my nitpicks, Manny.
I'm not going to be like the hypocrite down there. I'm not going to be that hypocrite down there changing his stance. The only reason why I put Shibata and Ospreay below Swerve and Takeshita is for the simple reason at least the main event had stakes. They were fighting for something. Like, honestly, Shibata versus Ospreay, it was Ospreay trying to, reclaim a loss that he had 7 years ago when he lost to Shibata.
No, it's the one-up Danielson. It was the one-up Danielson from the week before.
Okay, that too. But, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think they did a good enough job explaining to me who Shibata was. I wish they gave me a little bit more hype about Shibata.
Yeah, they really didn't do it. They did, for the, people who haven't seen Shibata over the years, like yourself, and probably
they haven't done it ever since the amount of time Shibata has been in AEW.
Yeah.
Wait, he's actually in AEW?
Yeah, he's all elite.
He's been in AEW loads of times.
He's been champion and everything. He's just been
a champion.
He's been Ring of Honor.
Oh shit!
He's been pure champion, but he's been around for a bit. Maybe about 2 years, technically. He's been all elite. But I think they're doing a disservice to Ospreay by just having him have these good wrestling matches every week. I think, make it feel special. He only fights certain days. Like it should be like Kenny. Kenny wasn't out there just wrestling every week.
We've
But
said
isn't
that
this
about
his-
AEW
only his
now.
second match? He fought
because
Fletcher.
they keep
This is 3.
Well,
He had a
I remember
pay-per-view
he fought
match and 2
Fletcher,
Dynamite matches.
Shibata.
And they all been basically the same. And he's showcasing all his moves. And I think that, save a little.
Well, see, the problem with the way his style is, though, he has a better chance of getting hurt too. And it's like, you might want to slow that down just a little bit, just a little bit.
I just think that, make his matches seem special because he just fell into the group of everybody else that's on the show. And I think that's one of the reasons their numbers are low. Is just that, he's just like everybody else. If I miss it this week, I can catch it next week and watch him fight somebody else and do the same flips or moves and stuff. So,
yeah, but I feel the same. That's the same as Danielson and everyone else you watch that wrestle like that. It's like it's not you can miss it because they've made quality wrestling at times feel the norm, which I find. It is good in a sense because the amount of bullshit we put up with in WWE matches and shit like that sometimes, but. When you make the norm, you have to dive through glass and to wow people.
Well, the thing about it is that TK did say that I have the best wrestling. And I was like, he has some very good wrestling matches, but at the end of the day, it's just like,
Yeah. Well,
where does it all go to?
My main thing is it's like watching an episode of Game of Thrones and every week it's the big battle. Because you wait all year in Game of Thrones for these battles. It'd be like, you got to go like 7 to 8 episodes in. Maybe you get one in the middle of some good fight. But when you're watching Game of Thrones, when it was good take like, I got a dragon. It took me forever to get the dragon. But it felt special when the dragon showed up. Where you're like, oh shit, they had to pull out the dragon. Daenerys burning everybody. This is dope. But it seems like we get dragons every week. And big battles every week. And if I miss the big battle this week, I can catch the big battle next week. And I feel like you can save some of those.
I would agree. I just think that I think the problem that AEW has is that all they know how to do is make big matches. That's their storyline. We're gonna pick this match instead of create a story that you can, put inconsequential matches in between where it's not a big deal, but you still have a story that carry you over. So that's like the thing that they have to figure out. They have to find the balance. You need AEW to kind of do a show like Smackdown. And I know, Marcus, this show will piss you off if you went there live, but you understand on the grand scheme of things that you can't have a great show every week. You have to just sometimes make a decent show and just keep it pushing. Especially where you get people breaks now.
You gotta eat your vegetables, what you say.
Do you think the last big story they did has put them off actually doing stories ever again because of the payoff of who the
the devil? That shit deserved for it went on too long and Adam Cole got hurt. So you should have pulled an audible right away. If Adam Cole was very beat up and hurt, and then after that it was just like, this is what we got left. The Undisputed Kingdom. It's Roddy Strong and Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, who ain't nobody playing a dime to see in 2024.
So this might sound ridiculous when I say this, but I feel like AEW does a little bit too much foreplay when they try to tell stories. Instead of it's okay with a little bit of foreplay, but let's just get to the story. For example, the Willow
Soho and Kuhang.
We're not, Marcus. I'm not talking about that story because nobody wants that.
It's still going. It's still going.
Why is Paige's brother involved in this now? He's terrible.
I don't know, man. I don't know about any of this.
I was talking about people that people actually care about. I was talking about the Mercedes Willow situation where we're just elongating the process that they're going to be in a feud with each other. And you're just throwing Julia Hart and Sky Blue. No one even told me why Sky Blue was in that match trying to fight for her own girl's title. No one explained that to me.
Eric, I didn't even think about that right now.
The other thing that doesn't make sense.
Even cared.
The other thing that doesn't make sense is Chris Statlander and Willow are kind of on the same team.
It was like we're gonna have people fight to have a number one contendership. So, the thing about it, we're gonna have people fight for a TNA Women's Championship or the TBS Championship or the AEW, and it's like, okay, let's fight a group of women. Well, none of these women really have any reason to beat it. Anna Jay, I ain't seen her win a match in God knows how long. It looks like she's going back to her magician gimmick. Can she go back to Cody in WWE someplace? Maybe they can fix Anna Jay. I'm not sure.
There ain't nothing there.
Then you had Statlander and Willow, where you had Stokely have to come out to the rep with both of them. And I'm like, okay, this is a problem. And then you have Sky Blue, who's literally challenging to be the number one contender for her friend's title, who they would just beat up. And then you have Mercedes on commentating for God knows what reason. Why was she?
I believe she was
want
supposed to
that- I
get
want that
everybody
match.
over,
Yeah.
Eric, but she didn't know how to talk apparently anymore. And I would say, can I give points to Tony Khan? I don't know if I said this earlier about Jade. Points for putting all Jade's promos in the back. They were all better. I didn't realize how many promos she did in the back, but she did them all in the back for those Rampage matches.
Yeah. Because,
and it was, good idea.
No, but see, the problem is I wish he would take the same page out of Jade's playbook and keep Mercedes off the microphone. Mercedes is not good on the microphone because, as Manny says, once she adopted that fake voice that she does, everything that comes out of her mouth does not sound authentic and it sounds scripted. She lost the magic that she had. She's not like Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, when she punched Dominic this week, I was like, I would whoop her ass. Dominic took that shit.
Oh, this way she turned. With the way Becky turned, the moment Rhea brought up her daughter, and then the way she turned and added emotion into her voice. That's like Becky's audition to Hollywood.
That was her Cody Rhodes move right there. Oh, you can do Cody. You can do Cody.
But let me tell you something right now. I understand why Becky did what she had. I mean, I understand why Rhea did what she did. I mean, Becky went too far talking about Rhea showing her ass to, get views. I mean, goddammit, we thank Rhea and her ass and everything Rhea's done for putting our numbers up where they're at right now. Oh, hell, Rhea Ripley.
Every year. I expect another one next year. Every year Rhea saves this channel.
And I know the Lordship
Mommy Mania.
I know the Lordship wanted to be Nikita Lyons, but Nikita Lyons was not the one.
She can still be the one, Eric. Am I tripping or Eric's
audio? It's really low.
Yeah, your audio is completely
Eric,
down.
Your audio is really low.
Really?
Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah. Oh, it's back.
Oh, wait.
Am I back?
Mic closer to you.
Yeah, I'm back. Maybe I went back a little bit too far.
Now you're really loud.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me turn it down. Now, if I'm better, am I back?
Yeah, you're even now. You're even now.
Oh, yeah. I got so excited. Talking about going to 30,000 people. That's very impressive for this little meager shadow.
We may lose Nikita Lyons, but more people come up. There's too many women in NXT, and they're all beautiful people. We've got now the Mean Girl faction.
I think right now it's almost time for WWE to do that Women's Revolution pay-per-view again. I mean, they got enough. I mean, because NXT
they have a lot.
Who's wrestling? Yeah, who are wrestling fans?
Men.
They're just nerdy, shitty men who don't respect women. It's just really like it was fine when they did it back then. It was fine when they did it back then. No one showed up because they're pieces of shit. But
I'm just saying, like when you look at the developmental roster of NXT and all the upcoming women that they have on there, I'm like,
women.
yeah. When Fallon Henley finally gets her title shot, I can't wait for it. That girl came a long way. She came a long way from hanging around with those two losers. Those two losers who, yes, at one point I supported them.
Excuse me, Jensen's the big loser of the group. I didn't realize he was going to be Janetti of the group, but he is. I thought it was going to be Briggs. I thought it was going to be Briggs.
I feel like this is, I feel like this is the first time where we both have two Janettis of the group.
Yeah, I don't think Briggs is nothing, Marcus.
He's in the match. He's in this title match. I'm just saying, he's in this title match. He's staying relevant. They have attached JBL to him. I feel like they actually plan on trying to do something with Briggs. But do I feel like he's buddy? No, I do not.
Jensen, if Post Malone ever has a Hollywood career, Jensen can be a stand-in for him for all his stunts. Because, he kind of reminds me of Post Malone.
He does. Without the tattoos on his face.
Without the tattoos. Tattoos on his face.
Let me tell you this. Post Malone, Beyonce, that was the best song of Beyonce's.
Oh, that's a good-ass song, man. That's a good-ass song. Like, it went from Miley. I don't think it's the best. I think her and Miley's a good song, but they all compliment each other.
Song too. I just think, 27 is a little much. They could have got away with this with 10. Even with all the skits and stuff. I thought I could have skipped the first 6 tracks. Because I was like, whatever.
The first 6 tracks was more of a history lesson where you kind of you get the
it felt like that. I ain't coming to Beyonce for history.
Nah, man, she was coming to show how black people influence country music throughout the world, man. It was deep, man. This shit was deep.
I wasn't bobbing my head, Marcus. That's all I'm saying.
I'm your protector, man, and I'll be your projector, just like we are for this show, man. I know you don't give a damn.
You quote Beyonce like the Bible?
I just did that, baby. I just did that. Come on, Beehive, come to the Sharpshooters. We support you guys now.
Well,
It
yeah,
ain't
we
better
already
than
deal with a
Renaissance,
toxic
though.
fan base. We don't need more toxicity and bringing in the
we don't need-
beehive
we do.
into this.
We do.
We don't need the beehive into Eric. The day the beehive involves himself in WrestleMania is the day we need to stay back. We need to all stay back because next you know the Star
Marcus,
Wars fans are going to get
Marcus.
involved and it's going to be a civil war
Marcus,
at WrestleMania.
honestly, you want to see, Mark? You think The Rock being at WrestleMania will break gates, Mark? Let me book this for you right now. WrestleMania 41, Beyonce versus Taylor Swift. Motherfucker, everybody would be there. Everybody would be there. Just couldn't wait.
Who's booking that match? Who wants to see
I don't
that
know.
match? Beyonce's in her 40s. I just don't think
That's the prime of
she's a mother of
baby.
like 8 children. I don't think we need to
Can we
see
just
that.
also point out Taylor Swift has links to Jeff Jarrett. I feel if I don't get Jeff Jarrett hitting Beyonce over the head with a guitar,
No, she got to hit
we
Jay-Z.
have wasted WrestleMania.
She got to hit Jay-Z.
I for record think that this is the match that needs to happen at WrestleMania. If Beyonce's going to be in a match, there's only one person she can wrestle at WrestleMania. And yes, she is main event in WrestleMania night 1 or 2. Shit, I give her 2. She might fight Becky Lynch. And the reason, Becky with the good hair, Eric. She can always claim that was Becky. She can always claim it was her. You fuck my man. And now we're at WrestleMania 44 fighting for Jay-Z, the custody of Jay-Z. I'm just saying.
Indeed. I'm shocked that you listened to Cowboy Carter, Marcus. I didn't think he was going to fall into the
You know,
hype.
I was on the Instagrams and the people were hyping it up. And I was like, it can't be as good as they say it is. And it's not. It's an okay album.
No, the second half is the better part of the album.
Yeah, the
first
second half is better.
It's right after Willie Nelson does his first radio interview and
Yep,
they go to Texas
That's how I
Hold'em.
felt.
And then it's like, okay, here we go. Now the album.
Oh, the album has started. That's what I
Yeah, it's
felt
like, there it is.
And then it goes like a few tracks, and then Willie comes back,
Yeah.
and then
it goes back
Dolly
again.
comes in, and then you're like, oh, they doing Jolene.
They did
And then,
bitch.
They do Jolene dirty. And then Post Malone's come in somewhere after that, and it's like,
Oh,
it
no.
picks up.
No, it's Miley, then it's Post. Manny, how about you talk about Ghostbusters, Manny? Go ahead.
No. I'm letting you talk because I'm watching the game right now.
I want to hear about Ernie Hudson, Manny. Tell me what Ernie Hudson did.
79 years old, looking like that. He's a goat. He ready for
The
WrestleMania 2.
Look like
worst,
Bobby
the worst
Lashley's
one
daddy.
is when you see Bill Murray turn up, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Bill Murray old as fuck.
Because Dan Aykroyd looks the same.
He does.
What? He looks like shit though.
He
don't
always
look the
looks like
same.
shit.
The thing is, he's always looked like shit.
That's so true.
It was never a day where you said, like, you know what, Dan Aykroyd looked really good. No, he always looked like shit.
But Manny, would you recommend Ghostbusters?
Yeah,
if I go
if you
spend
like-
my
if you
hard
like
earned
the last
money to go
one.
see.
If you
Last
like the
one's
last one,
alright.
with Paul Rudd, you will be like, yeah, this is okay.
Okay. Is it something I should see in theaters or should I wait till it come on DVD or streaming?
I would say
Nah,
DVD streaming.
see in theaters.
Oh.
Oh.
Not
It's now
It
Godzilla
ain't
and
Madam
Kong.
Web.
Which I was expecting Eric to have a review of. I was expecting Eric to have Godzilla Kong review, break it down piece by piece.
Well, I haven't
like
seen
he's
it.
the only one that watched that last year.
No, we watched it. I thought you watched it. I watched it.
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
Because I thought the negotiations we were going to eventually go see it together, but then the rain came, and I'm like, oh.
yeah, I know I can't stand the rain, but it don't bother me. I can still
I
go
be-
up there.
I
I
be
rested
melting.
today. There was no basketball due to rain,
Mark, can I
which
tell you
is
something?
stupid. We're playing an indoor gym. It should not be leaking. It should not be leaking. We
First
should
of
play
all,
basketball when it
Betty,
rains.
you realize this motherfucker is complaining about because he got to have sleep today because he didn't have to play basketball. Mark, see, the problem is it's not about you
God
coming
forbid
up here,
he's
Marcus.
rested.
It's not about you coming up here. Shantae kind of wants to come down there, but she won't Harkins again.
Oh,
But I don't know what's going to happen because we're still waiting for my car to get ready. Where I have to go pay $600 for some fucking breaks. They should be free.
Donate to the show. Donate to the show.
hey, by the way, next week is Eric's birthday. We should all wish Eric a happy birthday. It's WrestleMania weekend. It is normally forgotten due to the enormity of WrestleMania.
I know
Or-
we're normally on the road, but the fucking
Yeah,
tickets
normally on the
cost too
road.
much.
Yeah, last year, previously on Eric's birthday, we had a big birthday party called WrestleMania 39 where they broke attendance records. It's so fun.
And
To
Marcus
attend
was gonna
Eric's
fight.
birthday.
And Marcus was gonna fight a guy.
Yeah, it
because
sounds
he
like
kept-
a normal birthday
because he
party.
kept-
I was
bumping
about
his-
to fight a guy at Ghostbusters yesterday.
Why would you go fight a guy at Ghostbusters, Manny?
This guy and his motherfucking family would not shut the fuck up all the way through it.
Damn, Marcus, you hear that? Manny was fucking hot. He said motherfucking family. He been hanging around us too long. Talking about motherfuckers now.
I don't think we use motherfuckers
I
as
swear
much
more
as
than
that.
you.
Yeah. Manny swears more than you. Manny would drop the C word every now and then.
I will point out also, I feel like everybody should
Devastating.
donate to the show more so often so Manny can go before shows and have 5 pints. Because Manny was so fucking animated last week. It was amazing.
Do you know, I did
pints
watch that back and I was like, I am less reserved than I normally am.
Yes. Manny, you weren't.
Manny was using his outdoor voice.
You were just talking. And it was great.
That-
And you guys don't understand that we spent 2 hours trying to, after the show, talk about, you know about this so, you know about that so, you know about this so.
What?
we
We're
talked about
searching
this on
the best
Tuesday,
of
and
the
then-
white girls.
But the greatest thing about this, the only gift that Marcus and I could give to Manny, we forgo spending a bunch of money going to Philadelphia to watch WrestleMania because we decided we want to watch WrestleMania with Manny on this weekend's Watch Alone, where he has the 2 OGs with him watching WrestleMania. It's been a long time since you did it, Manny. Since you watched WrestleMania with Marcus and I.
Only because you knew how furious I was when Jamal and Wes turned up late to the watch along last year.
Nah, man.
I started that show live by myself.
You should schedule it 2 hours in advance. You should know their CPT time. You should come and schedule it 2 hours in advance.
But now
Anyway.
you're dealing with professionals. I mean, last watch along we did was in the middle of the night, where me and Marcus surprisingly did very well for being up in the middle of the night.
Manny almost died.
Yeah.
I nearly died. I wasn't the same for 3 weeks.
What?
I think I still got remnants.
he's been-
Oh,
I
because you were
was
sick.
This man had mild COVID or something.
Oh.
Yeah,
I feel like
COVID-24.
I think I had something worse. I feel like
You
I
had
had
the
something
COVID-24.
worse.
You had the
You
clap?
had the upgrade. You got the DLC for COVID.
So I remembered like in the last hour of that stream, I was like, my eyes are burning. It's like I was half like, do I turn off all the lights and everything? Just do the show. I think I did do the rest of the show in sunglasses because I was fucked. My eyes were hurting, and then I went to sleep, and I didn't wake up till the next day. I was fucked.
Man, I got a phone call yesterday that they convicted the guy who I did jury duty for. Man, I was so upset. I felt like they didn't give enough time to consider the facts of that case.
Oh, you were the guy. You were the 12 Angry Man guy. You're supposed to go in there and walk around the table.
No, I was an alternate.
Somebody-
They sent my ass home. They
I know.
do their shit completely different in LA County. I was very upset.
Wait, hold on, Eric. Can I ask the question? I know this
Go
has
ahead.
nothing pertaining to the case. Were
No,
you
I
the
can
only
talk
black
about the
guy on
case now
jury?
since a verdict was rendered.
Were you the only black guy on the jury?
For the panel, yes. Technically,
That's why they turned you into an alternate.
No, because they had already sworn to 12. And the 12, and Marcus, guess what? The defendant was not black.
I know it's in your community.
He was Hispanic.
I know that.
I questioned if it was the knife that he hit her upside the head with. Because if that was really the knife, she should have been dead.
All right, let's wrap up the show. I got questions about this case, and I have something I want to tell you guys.
Well, you can
That I
say
cannot say
our
on air.
insurance.
That
Well,
I
anyway,
cannot-
because Marcus dangled the carrot in front of me and Manny right now, we have to end this show. We hope you guys enjoyed this jam-packed edition of the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. The storm has arrived, known as Jade, Cargill, and we appreciate you spending the time with us, listening and joking with us throughout this episode. So if you guys would like to contribute to the show, go to thesharpshooters.com and hit that donate button. It can go to Manny's fees for doing StreamYard, and it can go to my birthday gift or to Marcus getting some good hair so he can go find his own Becky. Anyway, also you can email us as
Jolene, you bitch! Jolene! You bitch, you! I cut you.
Blackbird, Marcus, Blackbird. Anyway, we don't have anything to really close the show out, so the only way we close the show out is by saying,
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
anyway,
Dodgers.
I'm Eric.
Lord Manny Hayes.
Yeah, he's just ready right now.
And I'm Marcus the Grinder right now, eh?
And remember, just point to the sky when you have the blackness of these three women, and you just stay sharp till next time. Peace.